Hey everyone, Solon here from Wynn Strength, bringing you a quick video where I'm just going to go over the different rep fitness adjustable benches they have on offer. They've currently announced a cool new shipping program, which is that everything ships free from the store, which is a great deal. Living in Southern California, it definitely adds up some of that cost there. And this is all pretty heavy equipment, so the shipping costs are quite substantial. If you've seen my previous video, I currently use the Rep AB3000, the flat incline-decline bench. I think it's a pretty great bench, but seeing the offers on now, I would probably change my opinion as to which bench to buy if I could go back in time. So as you can see here, these are the 5 different adjustable benches they have on offer. Obviously one's out of stock, but we're going to go over that anyway. I did create a nice little spreadsheet that'll accompany this video. The one thing I have noticed is that I personally don't use that decline feature a lot. So if that's something that you don't use either, I definitely recommend not getting that feature just because it adds some extra movement items that aren't necessary and take up a little bit more space. So this is the bench that I own. The couple of things that I don't like about it are the bigger footprint, because it does have to accommodate that decline, which does mean it does have to have a nice extra seat pad here and then this extra decline setting, and it does not allow you to store the bench upright very easily. Now, next bench up, if you're on a budget, this is the one that I would personally be getting. It is the AB3100. It is $50 cheaper than the AB3000. That's because you do lose that decline setting, and again, if you don't use that, it's something that I don't really miss having. And it does have a lot less metal right here, which makes it for a little bit easier to move around the gym. It's a lot lighter than 95 pounds. And the upright back angles aren't that different. And it does give you a little bit more of an easier gym to move around in a smaller gym space, if that's something that concerns you. Next on the list is their premium bench. This is the AB5000, the zero gap bench. As you can see here, there's an adjustable slider here that allows you to have just about a no gap here when it is in this flat configuration. That does allow you to make it feel like a regular flat bench. Again, if budget isn't an issue, this might be the bench for you. But again, even if it wasn't something that I was too concerned about, I would probably still go for that 3000 if space is tight. It's also over twice the price. But again, if budget isn't an issue, this would probably be my second choice. I'll leave links below in the description for each of these benches, so be sure to check them out. The Rep AB5200, this would be my choice personally for top pick if budget isn't an issue. I would prefer this over the 5000, even though this is slightly cheaper. I think the cool thing about this is that it does have that ability to be stored upright. And if you have limited space in your gym, that's huge, because the simple footprint of this takes up a lot of space just lying flat in its regular configuration. The fact that you're able to tip it upright, see that stand there, this allows you to rest it up on its top, and that is going to clear up so much room when you're not using it. Finally, here is the AB5100 bench, and this is probably not high on the list for my personal choices. So this is just a flat incline bench, which makes it another nice option. It doesn't have those extra footrests here that take a little bit of extra room that you don't really need if you don't need to worry about that. It is out of stock. I'm not too sure if this was replaced by the 5200. In any case, they're about the same price, and they do look like a very similar design. The difference only being there is that you have that extra head stand so you can rest this upright. Again, given the choice between the 5100 and the 5200, I would definitely go with the 5200. Given the choices out of all these benches here, these 5 of them, if the budget can afford it, definitely pick that 5200. If you're on a budget, go with that 3100. Okay, so here we have that spreadsheet, which is going to go over all the different similarities and differences all in one area here, so we'll be able to quickly see what's useful for you and what isn't useful for you. Funny thing is here, I created this spreadsheet a couple weeks ago where we had the old pricing, and then we have new pricing with that free shipping. And you can see here that obviously there's a little bit of a price increase between all of those equipments there to factor in that free shipping they have there. But nevertheless, it's the new business model there, so we can see where that free shipping is coming into play. You can see the height is roughly all around the same. Not something that's too concerning to me that I really can pay too much attention to. You can see here the total top pad length. The incline decline ones have a little bit of a longer top, and then their bench, the 5200 that allows you to store that upright, has the longest bench top here, which gives you a little bit more space if you are a little bit taller there. The back pad width, again, the 5000 series have that 1/4 of an inch bigger difference, and that 3000 has the narrowest width of all of them. The pad gap, again, not something I am too concerned with. Even when it's on the flat position, I don't really notice the gap being there. If you position the bench in your body in such a way that the lower arch of your back is on that, you can't feel the gap there regardless. So I don't think this is really that important. Again, my first pick would be the 5200 there, which has the biggest gap, well, the second biggest gap of all of them, which is 1.8. And again, I don't think that's that big of a difference here. And if the footprint is that big of a concern for you, this is why I'm not the biggest fan of the 3000 series. It has the largest footprint, and that's because it has to accommodate that decline setting and make sure it's stable when you put that bench in a decline form. The reason that the 5000 and the 5100 bench have a smaller footprint is because that decline option is an accessory you have to buy to attach to the bench in order to access that decline feature. Otherwise, you don't immediately get decline options out of the box. So here we come to the weight differences of the actual benches. You can see here they range anywhere from 80 to 125 pounds, just because I think this one has extra steel on it to be able to accommodate that upright vertical storage. It is cumbersome to pick these benches up and down. I have the 95-pound one, and even though 95 pounds doesn't sound that heavy, when it's in a bench and you're having to maneuver it around, 95 pounds is a very awkward weight to have to manage. And then here you can see, again, capacity, 1,000 pounds for all of them, which is great. The number of different angle adjustments. And now we come to the different angle adjustments themselves. You can see here, they're all roughly the same. The one thing that I would say is I would prefer to get the benches with that 85-degree uppermost upright back angle. And that's because when you're doing those seated upright presses, if you have to use a barbell, that 5 degrees of difference might not sound like a lot between the 90 and the perfect right angle and the 85 degrees. But it does give you that little bit of extra clearance for your head to not get hit by the barbell when you're pushing that barbell up for an overhead press. If you're purely using dumbbells, this is going to feel a lot more natural. It is a position I would use if I could move my head out of the way. But because that head kind of has to stay there and it's going to get it having that little extra 5 degrees of difference really helps just with the feeling of not hitting yourself in the face with the barbell. So that wraps up the video. Hopefully you found it helpful in making your decision as to which adjustable bench that's most suitable for your specific circumstance. This has been Selm from Wynn Strength, and remember, a better life through strength.